going on? Back at it today. I'm actually heading to the gym right now to work out. And I was thinking about Jiu-Jitsu and what your game is. What is your game in Jiu-Jitsu? What do you do in Jiu-Jitsu? Are you the kind of guy that likes to arm bar? Are you the kind of girl that likes to rear naked choke? I mean, what is your game, and how was your game developed? When I first started Jiu-Jitsu, and you would hear about people in the school that had a specific style, a specific game, and that was something that stuck with me. And I was always wondering, like, what is my game? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna like to do? What do I like to do? And what's really interesting about that, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, is your game and the things that you do in JJ, they kind of change over time. You know, when I think my blue belt stage, I was doing a lot of deep half, just all the time, just deep half, and then I'd be trying to banana split people all the time, and then I started doing some dogfight stuff and all these different things. I mean, I thought that was what I was going to do from here on out in Jiu-Jitsu, but I've actually let go of some of those things. I really don't deep half at all anymore. I enjoy being on top in deep half, though. When they go for deep half, I shoot for that underhook, and I don't like doing deep half from the bottom. And I'm not saying it's not a good technique or a good position to be in. I just don't like it anymore. I'd rather do deep half on top. But anyways, yeah. So your game, something that I noticed with myself is my game changed over time. I thought I was going to keep doing one thing, and then it would change to something else and something else. And one of my close friends would say, "Man, you used to do this all the time. You don't do it anymore." And so, what is your game? How do you develop your game? Is there a specific way to begin to recognize your game and what you are, where you're aimed to go? And so, I think I was about 2 years in, and I always did this overhook thing where I would overhook. So if they were on top of me in guard, I would overhook an arm and pass the lapel over. And when I would pass the lapel over, then I would begin to, I think when I first started, I just think I did that and locked them down. I don't know if I did anything outside of that. Maybe I did this arm lock on that side with my knee on top of their shoulder. But I was told to stop doing that. I was told, don't overhook anymore and pass the lapel over. Stop doing that. Well, I didn't listen. I kept doing it because I enjoyed it. It felt natural to me. It felt like something I was supposed to do. What's really interesting is over time, I developed this arm locking, arm trapping, pec ripper, all these different little techniques within holding on to that. And so when I'm rolling with people, I am hunting for your elbows. Anytime you put your hand on the mat around my neck, anytime you post on me, I am hunting for either an overhook or an underhook, depending on what side I'm attacking. And that has become a staple in my game. So other things that I was doing when I first started in blue belt and beginning of purple, I really don't do them anymore. But what I've noticed is there has been some things that stuck with me. Another area that I've really just flourished in is leg locking. I love leg locking now. I love to leg lock, and then I love to attack the elbows. That's what I like to do. And then from top, I love to just pass. I love passing. I enjoy the beauty of that, the dance of passing, like just pummeling just right, getting the hips over just right. I enjoy that feeling of getting past the guard and getting the side control and all that kind of stuff. So, your Jiu-Jitsu game, how could you grow it? Well, I'm going to tell you this. I don't think there's an exact formula. I don't think it's going to be, hey, you just do this one set of techniques over and over again and that's your game. Or what if it's, hey, do everything. Do everything. Do the armbar, do the Kimura. Maybe you're a Kimura trap guy. Maybe you're a top-heavy north-south kind of person. But if you'll do all those techniques and just go after each one of them, what's interesting is your body and your brain will begin to form its own game. You'll actually adapt and change to different games, different styles, different attacks. And before you know it, you'll kind of get to a place where you go, and you're set. And you're like, this is what I do. I like to do this, and that's where you'll just ride on. You'll just ride on, and that's where your game is. What's interesting is I think you can add to your game, even though you may be kind of at a place where you have hit I don't want to say a plateau, what would I say, a direction, I guess you could say, in your jiu-jitsu. That doesn't mean you can't add to it. You can add to it, you know. Man, I used to love to do X guard. Like, X guard was something I thought was so cool at white belt, because I was told white belts couldn't do X guard, or couldn't understand X guard, but I wanted to do X guard. So I would practice doing my X guard on my office desk at work. I'd be at work and I'd just be X guarding the legs. Just X guarding both sides. And I got to a point whenever I was rolling with people, I knew how to X guard it. And I remember an upper belt, I was probably like a 2-stripe white belt, and this brown belt looked at me when I put someone in an X guard and he goes, "Oh," he goes, "I don't want you to do that to me." And it was a genuine, when he said that, I didn't take that as him making fun of me. He was genuinely saying, "I don't want you to put me in X guard," because he didn't want to deal with that X guard. I really didn't know what much to do with it. I just thought it was really cool. Now, obviously, over the years, I've learned sweeps and leg entries and stuff. So, your game, the way to determine your game. I don't think there's a picture perfect formula, but I do think that if you will attempt multiple types of attacks, multiple kind of defenses, multiple entries, into certain submissions, I think your body will begin to take on, and your brain will start to take on the form of your game, and you'll just begin to operate in it. Not that those other things won't be there. You'll have those there. What's interesting about jiu-jitsu is you may not remember every single technique, but then you'll be rolling with somebody and you'll do something and you'll go like, "Man, how did I do that? How did I just do that?" And you go, maybe I can recreate that. But what's interesting is you begin to learn how jiu-jitsu works and the way the body moves, and so you'll understand how a body needs to be to implement something. So if you're a Kimura trap person, I did this random inverted Kimura trap back take. I did a video on it not too long ago. No one ever taught me that. No one ever showed me an inverted Kimura trap from top back take. And one day while I was rolling, it just presented itself. But I had been doing inverts from reverse de la Hiva, and then I used to always do the Kimura trap. And so in that moment, for some reason, I was thinking, I think I can invert right now. I think I can invert and take the back right now. And it just inverted and I took the back. It just happened because I understood the flow and the function of those techniques. It's a lot that I said right now. I'm like kind of rambling some of these, but it's good. It kind of opens me up to thinking about how those things work and how I was told not to do something, and then all these kind of things in my game and the way that I do jiu-jitsu was formed. So there you go. Is there a specific way to form your game? No. But I think doing as many different techniques as you can, your body type, your brain, and all your movements will begin to kind of mold you into what's best for you. And before long, you'll go, "Man, this is what I do. This is what I do right here. This is how I smash people. This is how I leg lock." And then you'll make a name for yourself in your school. They'll be like, "Hey, man, so-and-so. Dude, when I roll with him, he does this." And then when people start picking up what you do and try to do what you do, people are going to be like, "Hey, man, did you roll with Billy Bob Joe? Because you're moving like Billy Bob Joe." You're a name. You'll make a name for yourself based off your technique over time. All right, I hope that helped a little. Maybe just a little discussion about jiu-jitsu in your game and what your game could look like. And I don't know if I mentioned it. I may have mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it real quick. Your jiu-jitsu game starts on day one. What you do day one, what you do day two, what you start doing as a white belt, I feel is essentially what you are going to do a lot of at your upper belt rank. Because a lot of things that I did at white belt, I do to this day. All right. Till next time.